Got it?
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to do a little virtual lesson today on the full bridle for Gene Welch, who owns Starshine here. Starshine is an Fires Air gelding. He's 5 years old this year. He's just going back to work in his show bridle after having been working snaffle all winter long. And so Gene has not been able to come for lessons because of the lockdown in the state of Wisconsin, but she texted me and asked me if I could explain how she could practice with double reins on her mare at home, and I thought, well, that's a really good opportunity to do something short and simple on Facebook that a lot of people might like to see. So the double bridle, you can come a little closer, Emily. Normally your Bridle, your snaffle, will be a fatter rein and often laced or braided to help you keep your reins sorted out as to which one's which. And your curb rein will be thinner. And when I remember when we went to Steve and Arlene Saunders in Lake Geneva for our trainers when I was a kid, Arlene asking me in one of my first lessons to address my reins. And I thought, what in the heck is address your reins? But Arlene was from the saddlebred world, and that was saddlebred terminology, and what that means is this. You lay your reins down with your Bridle behind your curb. Here's the correct way to pick them up. Take your right hand, pointing finger down between both reins, lift them up like this. Walk across with your left hand, one finger between each rein. Then you're going to take them up. Always want more snaffle than curb. More pressure on your snaffle than on your curb. Too much curb pressure will pull your horse's balance down, make him heavy on his front end, and possibly even flip him over backwards if you get way too much pressure and panic him.
Why don't we show how to do that so that they can actually see? Like, I saw it, but that way we could see the placement of the hands better.
Okay, yeah, let's do it from both sides.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that way. Hi, buddy.
All right.
I want to make sure I
Got it?
Yep.
Okay, so again, right hand, curb rein is behind snaffle rein is behind the curb rein. Right hand, right pointing finger down between both reins, then walk across with the left hand, like so. Take up your contact and be sympathetic to your horse with the amount of contact, particularly with the curb. When you're actually riding saddle seat, it should be about 70% off your curb or your snaffle rein and 30% off your curb. Very little curb. What I've done here is to put my little finger on each hand between the two reins with my snaffle on the outside. That's what's correct for saddle seat equitation. Now, if you're not doing equitation, you are not required to be quite as locked into what you're doing, and I prefer to ride my pleasure horses actually like this, with two fingers between the reins and my pinky finger on the outside of the snaffle to help keep it from sliding. That's permissible for pleasure. And what's a good way to practice then, when you're just getting used to handling the reins, is practice really being aware of having that snaffle shorter than the curb and being able to release your curb without releasing your snaffle. You can even do this not on a horse. You can do it just with a bridle in your house if you want to. Because as you're riding a big fancy horse, what will happen a lot of times is that the reins can slide and get uneven and get too much pressure on the curb and not enough on the snaffle really fast. So you have to know how to fix that and have that be almost familiar habit to regroup with your snaffle at the same time you're throwing your curb away. So I hope that's helpful for people. We're going to end this with a little segment of what this horse looks like when he's all together and doing his show horse thing. He's really super cool. I'm so glad that Jean bought him and that she has kept him here with us with us while he's developed. He's a ton of fun. Take care, everybody.